That's the ugly truth lah.
Yes,
We are supposed to talk about how do we make Sabah or Malaysia a tech hub.
Yes.
But if you have to talk about basic necessities, how are we supposed to advance?
If we don't have proper infrastructure kan, it's going to be quite hard untuk bring the people from the interior part to the town part to the city untuk actually expose them to the opportunity ke apa tu memang dia ada susah sikit.
Selamat datang ke Aiskrim Podcast musim yang ketiga, episod 12 bersama saya Syazwani.
Saya Faizra.
Saya Aruna.
Hai Miss Aruna.
Hello.
Boleh say hi to the viewers sebab ni
Hello.
Miss Aruna punya
First time.
appearance
Nervous.
dekat the 3 seasons.
Selepas 3
Ya,
season
selepas
baru
3
keluar
season.
dia.
Padahal kan selama ni Miss Aruna yang plan all the Aiskrim Podcast. Jadi kali ni baru dia buat first appearance. Welcome to Aiskrim Podcast.
Welcome.
Okay, so hari ini kami kena bagi antara topik yang kami kena bagi untuk discuss adalah one of it is unemployment in Sabah. And ada few articles yang kena attach together with the topics. And all these articles saya rasa dia punya main highlight is kadar pengangguran di Sabah. Sabah catat kadar pengangguran yang paling tinggi, iaitu meliputi 29% daripada jumlah penganggur di seluruh Malaysia. Di 29% tu datang dari Sabah, which is quite tinggi dan concerning jugalah.
Jadi berapa ramai yang menganggur kalau di Sabah ni? 169,800 itu ke figure?
29% daripada keseluruhan
Ya, 169,800 orang tu.
Yeah, that's the number.
So total yang unemployed di seluruh Malaysia is around dalam lingkungan 588,000. Jadi 588,000 tu 29% tu 100 lebih datang daripada Sabah. So dia punya number tu banyak lah sebenarnya, tinggi.
169,000.
Yeah.
One of the in the article yang kena attach ni, one of the thing yang caught my attention was poor infrastructure leads to high unemployment. It's one of the thing yang catch my attention lah. When I read through the article, I kind of agree because in the article it says Sabah is big geographically kan, dia the second state, the second biggest state in whole of Malaysia, and we have lebih kurang, I'm not sure the exact figure, tapi lebih kurang 3 juta penduduk. 3 juta penduduk. And then I think Sarawak is about 2 juta lebih penduduk. And these are two biggest states in Malaysia, and peninsula itself lebih kurang entire Malaysia is lebih kurang 30. So tolak Sabah Sarawak it's about 27 to 28 juta kan. So we are scattered. I kind of agree to the statement, we are scattered all over place. Our penduduk is kurang and we are scattered all over the place. And infrastructure in this sense, it makes sense sebenarnya. If we don't have proper infrastructure kan, it's going to be quite hard untuk bring the people from the interior part to the town part to the city untuk actually expose them to the opportunity ke apa tu memang dia ada susah sikit. That's one of the thing I think is one of the main thing yang kena mention lah. Even the Minister of Human Resource pun bagi tahu benda yang sama. The Timbalan Human Resource Minister pun bagi tahu benda yang sama. So I think it's very imperative that we actually look into this. Us means not us lah, all the stakeholders, all the important stakeholders. How are we going to create the opportunities instead of bringing them out to the city? Why not create the opportunities at dorang punya tempat? Because I feel it's scattered kan. It's scattered kan, the people are scattered kan. So why not bring the opportunity to them?
So sekarang ni sebab macam like you said, the location kita dia punya sebenarnya besar dan kita punya population scattered. I'm not sure berapa puluh ribu yang kita ada di KK, but tempat lain-lain pun banyak juga. So in terms of pembangunan infrastruktur, dia lebih berpusat di Kota Kinabalu. Itu betul kan? So if let's say we want to decentralize to bring more opportunities to the rural areas, how are we going to do that? What do you think?
Saya rasa yang membezakan dia punya concentration is technology advancement
Seperti?
between urban and rural area. Macam banyak di KK sebab ialah sini lagi canggih, dia lagi berpusat kebanyakannya di KK, tapi yang di area lain dia macam sort of ketinggalan sebab macam satu tidak banyak opportunity di sana sebab tidak banyak company and mungkin juga resources kebanyakannya di main city di Kota Kinabalu.
So the solution is not going to the solution bukannya untuk bawa semua orang ni pergi KK lah. I think that would be impossible, kan? But then I think more practical solution is for us to go outside of the city center.
Outside of the city center.
What kind of initiatives that you think we can bring?
Maybe try to see apa diorang punya economical for each district tu, apa diorang punya economical punya, you know what you call that, the activity, the main economic activity di sana, and then maybe boleh fokus di sana. That's one thing lah we can do, because I'm sure certain places, certain districts in Sabah, we are specialized in certain things kan. So maybe we can improve on that. Perhaps lah, like for an example lah kan, I'm not sure how to what extent we have already established this places like a tourism punya places in Sabah, like in Ranau, the Padas River and everything kan. It's more like tourism punya spot bah. So maybe we try to cultivate the area to tourism, and then certain part tu maybe agriculture, then maybe we focus agriculture, and then certain part tu is maybe some other economical punya value yang ada di sana. So maybe we try to cultivate that. For KK maybe it's a city center kan. So we focus more on technology begitu, benda-benda begitu. Maybe we can if we can focus like that, kasih simplify, it's a big problem kan. We try to break it down and solve it in diorang punya district itself, in that district itself. So maybe this can be a solution untuk combat this issue.
But if let's say kalau macam I'm just going to randomly pick bandar lah, bukan lah kan, a district. If let's say you go to Pensiangan for example, what is the main economic activity di sana? I would think it's pertanian lah. So then we go to Pensiangan, and then how do we help them with their pertanian punya activity? What kind of programs that we want to do over there?
Firstly, I think we need to educate them, educate the people there on how to make good of whatever orang punya economical di sana tu kan. Educate them. The thing is, this is not like you do today and tomorrow you're going to see the result. It's not like that. It's going to take time. We have to accept that it's going to take time. So maybe start with educating the people there, and then slowly try to give them, assist them, aid them with whatever that they need untuk help and create opportunity lah.
Yeah, but
buka kilang ka,
But I would think, I would assume yang all this, like educating them, help them with whatever they needed to maybe boost diorang punya pertanian ke apakah kan. We've been doing that. When I say we, it's not technically, like not literally us lah kan. But yeah, we've been doing that, but there's still not, tiada masih belum ada improvement pun kan. So if you've been doing that for long time, and then now the rate is getting higher and higher, we must do something new, bukan?
Yeah, I agree.
Sebab,
I agree.
sebab if we only talk about helping helping them with their agriculture punya industry di sana. But I don't think everyone will want to do agriculture juga kan? Kan? So yang is even kalau kau buat agriculture pun, it will be mostly entrepreneurship, right? So you have your own land di sana, piece of land, and then kau mengerjakan kau punya kawasan di sana kan, and then jual beli, tanam sayur, tanam buah, tanam pisang, jagung begitu, and then jual. So it's straightforward, jual beli keusahawanan pertanian kan. But takkan itu saja. Wah, saya punya lebih banyak bertanya.
I don't know if this answer Miss Fazrul punya question, tapi I think one of the reason unemployment tinggi di kawasan-kawasan yang macam tu is sebab dorang punya business ni usually macam business masing-masing dan dia limited to local consumption. Jadi dorang business yang di area ni dia tidak berkembang macam tu a wider market size, macam kasih dia happening dalam area tu je, business tu happening.
How do you scale? Macam tu lah.
Yeah.
How do we scale? Yes.
So and then not everyone, if let's say even if kalau family kau ada tanah kan, kau boleh mengerjakan. We always say it's very easy to say, kau ada tanah, bawa kau kasih kerjakan jalan tanah kau, and then kau boleh to improve your livelihood through pertanian begitu kan. We always say that, but it's very easy to just say that because not everyone will be interested, especially the belia zaman sekarang ni, bukannya orang ada yang mungkin tidak berminat dengan pertanian, they want to do something else. But there are other things yang menyebabkan diorang ada kekangan untuk diorang mendapatkan kerja, for example. One, obviously tidak cukup peluang di kawasan, contoh kawasan Keningau, Pensiangan dan semua tu kan. Sebab semua pun berpusat di sini. But other than that, selain daripada itu, what other factors yang menyebabkan very difficult for them to get a job, and sebab tu diorang unemployed gitu.
I'm not sure this will answer your statement just now, but another thing that catch my attention kan, although we are high in unemployment kan, those yang kena employ di Sabah is majority is non-Sabahan. Foreigners.
Yeah, for like a
foreigners.
3D punya jobs kan,
Yeah.
pretty dangerous and what's that.
Yeah, it's still walaupun tinggi kan, job ni kena fill oleh foreigners. And why is that
it's
happening?
Because
Yeah,
someone to do the job. Like kita banyak ladang kelapa sawit di kebun apa semua, Pensiangan, Keningau apa semua, tapi siapa yang mengisi kerja-kerja di kebun tu? Ya, bukan orang kita kan.
So maybe we also have to think how we can attract. It's 3D punya jobs kan. But how can we attract our people to go and do the job? How we can make it
Sexy.
more sexy? Yes. How we can make it more sexy untuk our own people to go and kerja? Is that because especially because it's 3D, so the whatever the remuneration package yang we offer, it also has to be sexy. Is that because of
But
that?
that's the thing. People just don't know. Even you kerja di tepuk tangan pula saya. Maafkan saya. Tiba-tiba rasa macam but I think, bukan saya think lah. Ni this one macam from a few sumber yang saya dengar. Actually, your salary when you are working in the ladang is comparable with your office jobs.
Nah, then why is that our people
But
are not?
because
It's
let me
3D.
just it's because it's maybe it's difficult, it's dangerous, so that's and then maybe you have to spend more time in the estate macam begitu kan, so that's why the income is, the salary is actually quite attractive in that sense. But it's our people punya mindset yang saya tidak mau lah buat tu kerja. I'll tell you right now, I don't think I want to go and work in the kebun pun kan. I mean, I'm not that kind of person. I mean, I'm not the type of person yang can do the dirty job lah kan. So, but tawa. And so I cannot go and assume like, okay, since you don't have a job, you still have to do whatever you can to earn a living, kan? Kalau saya tidak sanggup, kenapa saya expect orang lain pun sanggup juga? You know, it's not really fair to to assume people just go to the ladang because the salary is also good, which I mean it's something yang saya rasa we should be doing as locals, tidak supaya kita boleh kurangkan kebergantungan kepada pekerja asing, tapi at the same time to expect them to go and do the jobs, it's not fair lah.
Then how are we going to
Comment below.
Cuba tanya orang di belakang. Do you guys want to go work in the ladang?
What do you think?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Just okay.
Just sanggup.
Maybe we need to provide the right skill so they don't feel that it's dirty.
Sebab okay, I'll let you finish in a bit because I think it's mindset. Kalau saya bilang saya tidak sanggup because it's heavy, it's heavy duty punya job. I just tidak sanggup lah. But our people, they go New Zealand, they go Australia, they go Korea to do the fruit picking and whatever.
Why? Because it comes the money that they get is a lot.
It's the same. It's almost the same.
It's going to be a lot for Malaysia.
Well, yeah, I mean,
they can provide
for foreigners
for the families
working
here.
di Malaysia, dorang anggap kita punya currency is quite high compared to dorang punya. And Malaysians are thinking the same when they work in the Australia.
I've got my staff dulu. He left the job, a teaching job, an instructor job,
to go in fruit picking. Where?
I think you guys know the country is very famous.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was like, I was like, why? Kenapa kamu pergi and do the job? You have a very good, like a job that you can tell like people, your family, your friends, oh, I'm an instructor, begitu kan? Compared to,
A fruit picker.
Yes. Obviously, it's money, going there because of money.
But it's a very short period of time. It's 3 months or 6 months, I think, maximum.
I think he went there for a year punya contract, but then he got friends yang sudah pergi sebelum dia, yang is like he can like, I don't know lah macam mana how this works, but it's like extending. I'm not sure. I think he came back after like 2 or 3 years.
Oh yeah.
He's now back to Sabah.
So 3 years to fruit picking all the way.
I think so. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So itulah. Okay, my point is.
Okay.
Maybe we have to emphasize skills education. Maybe people from interior, they don't have peluang untuk meneruskan pengajian kan, and all that. Maybe we have to emphasize, certify them, give them a feeling that I'm also a certificate holder, something like that. That kind of feeling to
Like a sense of achievement.
Yes, begitu, and give an encouragement, ensure them yang diorang ni pun boleh bekerja, begini. But of course that comes with a better pay, remuneration package lah. So at least they have that thing, the feeling boleh bekerja. I don't know lah, maybe can boleh begitu. The thing is itulah, kita ni selalu menganak pendidikan skills education.
Betul. Ya, saya pun rasa.
We all want diploma.
Betul.
We don't see skill as a
macam professional job.
As a priority, as a first option. We always menganak pendidikan skills education.
Ya, betul.
In my line of work, for how many years I've worked in education punya industry kan, I've come to a realization that skill education is far more important than your diploma degree. So I think we have to emphasize that.
Saya agree. Ya, saya rasa dari jugalah awareness dari peringkat sekolah, sebab skills education di peringkat sekolah ni tidak kena emphasize, tidak kena put priority sangat. Lagi-lagi yang mindset yang macam dorang rank ikut kelas kan. So usually yang kelas yang fokus on skills tu selalunya dorang letak dorang labelkan as kelas belakang. Macam tu. Those with macam better grade macam science student class macam tu kan, dorang selalu di kelas depan. So mindset tu dari tahap sekolah lagi dorang sudah look down to skills education.
Yes. I think that has to be eliminated lah. Slowly, it's not going to happen overnight. Slowly, but somehow if we can change that, perhaps we can. I do not know, but maybe there's a chance to improve. Because mostly all the diploma degree holder they want to explore, they want to venture out. But sadly, the statistic in this article, it actually says Sabahans prefer like 70, 80, 90% if I'm not mistaken lah. They choose to stay in Sabah. They don't want to venture out. But that is another thing why unemployment is quite high. But in saying that, people with diploma degree they tend to explore and venture out.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe they don't want to look at job yang low level, rank and file punya level ke apa, when you are a degree holder terus, I must apply for a managerial level punya position. So,
No, that's impossible.
believe me.
You're fresh out of school. Dia jadi manager.
They have degree. Ini they want to straight go to the diploma, supervisory managerial level kan. So agree. She agrees. I met a lot of persons yang begini. So it's like perhaps kalau kita tiada yang itu kan, tiada benda tu kan, our education ni it's like lebih open. Like our industry right now, what we are doing right now, it's lebih open, lebih acceptance towards people yang tidak semestinya ada sertifikat ke apa kan, dia accepting those yang ada passion, certain criteria, tapi we give them chance begitu kan. If our education system begitu, then perhaps yang ini benda ni lebih kurang sikit.
Okay, so when you talk about our industry, so what do we do here?
Kalau how Elevate do it is that we are coding school, tapi compared to how the education usually works, kita fokus on talent lah, kita develop talent, kita bukan fokus on skills. Macam during the
Bukan fokus on skill?
kita fokus on skills. Fokus more on skills lah supaya kita punya students ataupun graduates ni after finishing the course, diorang akan more ready to enter the job market macam tu. So basically kita provide talent, kita ajar supaya diorang ready to enter the job market after habis belajar di Elevate Academy.
So it's talent development. So coding is one of the skills yang kamu boleh pick up untuk belajar. So because interestingly in tech industry, we don't look at your academic qualification. Kita cuma tengok whether you can do the job or not. So how do we gauge whether you can do the job is we look at your previous works, for example, kan? Because regardless, even if you go to a university, you take a similar course, you learn for 3 years, you get a degree, but then you come and work here, and then tiba-tiba cannot code pun. So you're only good on paper, but skills yang macam apa ni, pendidikan yang berasaskan, yang berfokuskan kepada kemahiran adalah dia hands on, more hands on. So in this age, macam begitu kan, especially in tech lah, and I'm sure in other industries pun it's actually they value more on your practical knowledge more than your theoretical knowledge kan. So kalau macam kita, as long as you know how to code, we don't look at your orang bilang academic qualification. So this one can give chance to those yang our our fellow Sabahans yang berada luar KK yang mungkin tidak ada peluang untuk melanjutkan pelajaran. So selalu bila kita cakap, kau tidak dapat sambung belajar pergi uni, tiada masa depan sudah. Dan kau menganggur lah kan begitu. Pergilah kau tanam jagung semua. But if you come and learn a skill, not necessarily coding lah in this case kan, but any in-demand skills right now, just learn. It will give you more opportunities lah. Kan, if you, because earlier I said not everyone will be interested in agriculture. Jadi jadi pekebun, petani semua kan. But there are other options that you can venture into.
Yeah, true. And assuming like what Ms. Faizra mentioned earlier, when you have degree, you do like 2 years diploma, 3 years degree kan, you come out, you don't know how to code. I mean,
bikin kita.
Yeah. You don't know how to code. But assuming they know how to code, they spend like 3 years doing that thing. Skills, not only us, a lot of skill-oriented education ni, it's not 3 years. It's sometimes
3 months, 6 months.
6 months, paling-paling pun 18 months. You can finish and then you can enter the job market earlier.
Betul.
Earlier, and you can actually earn better.
Earn better meaning because you enter the job market earlier.
Earlier.
Yeah. Compared to the one yang
Yes.
you're okay.
Yeah, so it's like it's still an advantage. It's still an advantage.
Saya rasa salah satu factors contributing yang macam dia belajar 3 years tapi after graduate dia masih tidak tahu buat apa-apa is sebab during dia punya 3 years tu banyak unnecessary
subjects.
So dia tidak macam really focus on that one skill macam coding. Dia ada banyak lagi subjek yang dia kena. Macam yang 3 years tu tidak major
Dia macam
only
tidak
coding skills.
Dia tidak specialize in apa bah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Even when I did my degree pun, it's like some of the subjects I don't use at all. Contoh,
Apa
tidak maulah saya.
Subjek.
Tidak mau.
Oh, tidak mau. Okay.
Sensitive.
Okay, fine.
Ya, something lah.
So I don't use at all, and I can only remember because you don't use, you tend to forget.
Ya,
Kan? So right now, banyak saya sudah lupa. So it doesn't bring me any advantage learning some certain subjects. And then I think another factor could be kita punya programs yang kita ada, all our universities, educational institutions and offering at the moment is not aligned to what
the industry
yang kita sedang mempertumbuhkan. We are trying to it's not aligned. It's mismatch. I think there's a mismatch.
dan make the job market.
Apa yang kamu belajar di universiti?
Macam dari season berapa lah Mathematics with
Economics. You're doing a different job. At least I think that's kind of related lah kan.
I mean, it helps a little bit. Just apa kau study di university?
Financial economics, and intern buat lain.
Ni kan.
Why?
Cemana
Because the
ni?
opportunity, this is just one sample lah kan. So the opportunity yang ada di market sekarang is not related to I'm not saying it's completely not tiada opportunity in financial economics. There are opportunities, but perhaps the number of graduates yang kita kena keluarkan for that particular program tu maybe a little bit less. The intake yang kamu ambil tu is less, tapi on other programs tu lebih banyak. Something like that. So maybe we have to kasih align.
There is one thing. Align with industry demands is one thing. But I also want to talk a little bit pasal how we students selects diorang punya course for university. I agree. I agree lah yang university di Malaysia ni subjects yang kamu belajar mungkin ada additional subjects yang non-compulsory orang bilang kan, tapi you have to take as part of the university requirement. And then it varies ikut universiti. Di universiti ni ada lain, lepas tu ada lagi universiti yang they want you to include co-curriculum juga, which makes little sense. Sebab benda-benda yang begini sepatutnya benda tu berlaku masa zaman sekolah menengah. So you open the opportunities to learn more subjects, various subjects during that school years bah. But the way we do it here in Malaysia dalam sekolah rendah punya sekolah menengah punya kan is okay, zaman saya lah PMR. Saya tidak tahu lah sekarang. Lepas PMR, if you get certain results, if you get good results, then you go to science. If let's say I get 9 A's, I'm not saying I get 9 A's, but just assume I get 9 A's, and then I'm interested in accounts, and I want to go to accounts. But the school will say, oh no, don't go to accounts, go to science.
Yes.
Those yang dapat macam 2, 3, 4 A's, I'm interested in science, I want to do science. No, cannot. You have to go to accounts. That is what. So you limiting the prospect of the of that student. Itu satu. Ini we are talking about people yang have the privilege to do formal educations lah, kan? So wah, banyaknya macam very deep. Okay. Itu satu. So you limiting. But I like how the schools in US, how they do it. So you have macam 2-3 core subjects, like you have to know, like for us you have to learn BM, and then you have to learn math, you have to learn English, sejarah. Okay, 4 lah. Or maybe one subject for your civic education. I think this one maybe should be for another episode, but I think civic education is important daripada primary school sampai lah sekolah menengah. But let's say you have 4 or 5 core subjects, kan? But the rest you have to make it optional for the students. If let's say the students say, oh, saya mau ambil account, and I also want to ambil physics. How to relate these two subjects, I don't know. But maybe I'm just interested in it. I can do science subjects, physics, bio, chemistry, but I also want to do arts. Let them be lah. Kenapa juga? Oh, tiap payah, tiada masa depan ni. How do you know? Sekolah tu adalah tempat di mana kau mengeksplore options, kan? And then your di mana kau punya minat. Okay, so you have that school years to explore. And then when you go to uni, another thing in what I realize dekat sini lah is the students yang mau masuk university, you have how many options? 8? 9? 10 options dalam UPU? Okay, 10. So 10. So and then dia ikut first your preference, kan? So okay, I like law. I want to study law at the top, and then lepas tu tiba-tiba matematik, and then ketiga software engineering, and so on. Yang nombor 10 is your least favorite lah. Yang hopefully I don't get this one, kan?
That's what I got.
Oh wow, kesian. Okay, so the issue with that, you are. It seems like you are giving opportunities for the students to select, but I don't know how the selections are made. I just assume they look at your results, they look at your blah 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 blah, and then they offer you what they think is best for you. I don't know how it works, but I think because of that also you make the students, they even when they're filling up the UPU application, wah, jauh sudah ni sebenarnya. Get the students to fill up the application without a specialization. Like there is like I what I know is I have to fill up all and then submit. But if let's say you just add another column in that UPU application, macam dekat UK, for the students yang want to enter UK universities, in the UCAS application form, you have to also provide a personal statement. Why I want to study this course. Like for me, I had to write why I wanted to study law. So I had 6 options. Macam kamu 10, I had 6. So I had to choose. I have to choose universities yang ada offer the course yang saya mau, in this case law. And then lepas tu I had to write a personal statement. Why law? And then I write about what I think about law, maybe what is the reason behind blah 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 blah. But it makes you think. It makes you think tau, like, do I really want to do law? Kan? And then regardless of so you apply to 6 universities, and then maybe 3 universities rejected you. And then you'll get, and then three universities lagi akan give you a conditional offer, kan, for you to meet the requirements, and then you can select which one is your first choice and then which one is your backup. So lepas tu yang satu lagi tu you have to reject lah. So you will end up with 2 pilihan in the end, kan. But all semua kursus yang sama lebih kurang. And then you will work towards meeting the requirement of the university lah, kan. And then by the end of, or by the time you have to enter university, you know whether the first choice ataupun the backup choice, you confirm, like for me confirm whatever it is, which university, mana-mana university pun antara 2 yang saya sudah pilih tu, I will study law. Dia tidaklah yang macam okay, first choice law, and then tiba-tiba hopefully saya tidak dapat di pendidikan seni, saya tidak pandai. But just because the minimum requirement is I can maybe tidak. So but that's what happened here. So some people like you end up with the subject that you're not even interested in. You probably wanted to do something else.
I wanted to do accounting badly.
Now we know. So yang itu macam mana? So sometimes my point is, so ada graduates yang they finish universities but they finish with a degree that they have no passion in, or ataupun just because they meet the requirement and everything, and then because maybe this is not for me saying the courses are bad, but like maybe it's not as in demand as other courses. It's difficult to find a job. Especially maybe if you're talking about Sabah punya context, maybe the subject, the degree that the qualification that I have, the opportunities are not here. So it's something for us to ponder upon lah. Kan?
Another way how we can approach this issue kan, unemployment, still on skills education, but instead of going into like us, of course we are important, but
we are very important.
Very very important. No. So maybe we can also the number of college vocational yang kita ada di sini not that many lah kan. Maybe we can explore in that area. So we have to establish more college vocational, whether it's private ka, government ka, it doesn't matter, but there is an option selepas PMR untuk our students untuk pilih bidang yang diorang mau ceburi, go straight into skill, get SPM instead of the certificate punya value is SPM punya on par dengan SPM. So instead of getting SPM punya certificate, get the vocational punya certificate, and there you are, you can go and do your job sudah. Because the college vocational tu, that's how they from my knowledge, that's how they do. After diorang finish diorang punya yang SPM punya vocational cert tu kan, they go into job market, they straight away go into job market. So that is another way how we can improve how we do skills education in Malaysia.
And long term we can also reduce our unemployment rate lah.
Long term, yes. I think this is how countries like Germany, they all kan, dorang punya education system is like something like this. After a certain age, primary is more to like exploration begitu kan, and then when you masuk your lower middle high school and middle school begitu, it's more like di mana kamu punya interest, and then the moment you want to go into your 16 years old kan, terus kamu pergi skill. Don't focus on
Other stuff.
Of course lah,
yalah.
others yang academic tu mesti kena ada lah, like you know, like you want to become a doctor, you need to prepare yourself lah kan. That's we still need that, but we also equally, even in fact more than that, we need the skill education.
Betul. Okay, itulah sedikit perkongsian dan discussion pasal first topic. Saya rasa macam orang belakang macam balik-balik dari tadi. Okay, so
bukan 40 minit.
Kita berehat sebentar.
Aiskrim.
Ya, lepas ni
Ada aiskrim.
Ya. Okay, kita sambung.
Oh, dia makan sudah lah.
Ya, sekarang ada aiskrim sudah.
Oh, boleh sudah.
Ya,
Boleh sudah.
kali ini kita sambung sambil makan aiskrim. Okay, so tadi sambil makan aiskrim. So tadi yang awal-awal tadi kita cerita pasal unemployment, pasal skills yang panjang betul. So, cakap pasal skills, saya rasa one of the skills yang kita boleh cakap since we're in the industry is skills in the tech industry lah. Sebab we can see juga tech industry is booming at the moment, especially in Sabah and Malaysia as a whole. So one of the articles yang related to skills in tech industry is how and why Malaysia can be in the list of C countries in tech and innovation. So ada artikel yang related to this, dia ada mention pasal why Southeast Asian countries are promising destination for software engineer. Lepas tu dia list down countries Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand.
But they didn't mention Malaysia.
Iya. So Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand ni yang dia list.
Why no Malaysia there? That's actually my question. So why no Malaysia there?
Because we don't have enough talents.
See, again it's about talent.
Sebab tiada talent.
We don't have enough talent.
We don't have enough talent, which lead to
Simple, not enough talent. Dekat Vietnam, Vietnam saya tak tahu lah berapa dia punya population. Tapi if you want to talk specifically about the tech industry, not only they have talents there, maybe still not enough, but they also have companies, a lot of companies doing outsourcing, meaning they get a lot of projects from outside of Vietnam coming into Vietnam, provide the jobs, the opportunities to the talents there. But for us, maybe because we cannot macam meet the demand in terms of talents right now. What more lagi kita mau increase more buat apa ni, how do we convince companies to set up here, to open shops here, if we cannot provide the talents that they require, especially in tech. Country macam Singapore, in terms of dia orang punya technology advancement, saya rasa macam dia sedikit tinggi daripada kita. And then because if you want to talk about the language, obviously our talent can speak English, same as Singapore. I cannot compare to Vietnam, but if it's in terms of language, it's comparable to Singapore. But the number of talents tu yang apa ni, maybe something yang we have to really look into lah. Because kalau kamu tengok, kita memang tidak cukup talent pun sekarang. In almost all industries pun, not necessarily tech. But if you want to talk about tech, the talent readiness in Vietnam, I think is more than what we have here. That one I can say for Vietnam. Because someone else will argue, oh, but Singapore is a small country. You know, how can they provide talent? But they win in language punya aspect, dia orang punya technology, and then I would say for this the government policy also plays a role lah. Plays a role in making sure that your country is actually ready for apa.
Talking about Singapore, I remember some time ago, very long time ago, reading about reading about how small Singapore is, but how great they are doing. Singapore can actually 7 times Singapore can fit our national park. You know, our national park kan boleh letak 7 kali Singapore. That's how small Singapore is, but how developed they are. So I think perhaps like what Miss Faizra says, government punya policy kan, maybe it's time to refocus kita punya economical sector, you know, all those sector yang contribute to our GDP tu, we start to refocus for like in Sabah context, we are always into agriculture, tourism, apa lagi, oil, is it the 3 main one in Sabah?
Probably. I think 2 lah.
Always is agriculture, tourism. These 2 yang main.
All sebab we only get apa ni, royalty whatever from from you know where lah.
So always ini saja yang kita punya main income kan, state punya income. So maybe it's time to refocus because technology, like tourism, you need to develop, you need to have hotels, investment is big kan. For agriculture, you need to, you know, kelapa sawit, you need to tanam lah, apalah segalanya lah. I think lah, I'm not an expert, tapi in terms of investment is very high kan. But technology investment, I don't think is that very high in you know, developing the industry. You don't need like too many like hotels, resorts begitu kan. You don't need to establish that. You know, you don't need that many tanah. It's a simpler investment, tapi in terms of impact dia lagi tinggi. You know, so maybe it's time to refocus. What do you think?
Tapi macam Miss Haruna mention, walaupun kita fokus on macam tourism dengan agriculture, for example, tapi I think in my opinion, since this mentioned specifically for software developers and software engineer, I think software engineer punya job ni is very flexible with the demand. Macam dorang ni boleh dive into banyak industri, macam not limited to tech saja. Macam software engineer, dorang pun boleh work in tourism punya I think semua industri perlukan technological advancement where there's a time yang dorang akan perlu juga software engineer in dorang punya company ataupun business, dalam business dorang lah.
It's a complementary. Tech is a complementary to every sector. It's every sector. So itulah, if setiap industri terbuka hati untuk bawa masuk teknologi, then it's gonna grow on itself. Ini bawa kepada one of my meeting dengan one of I would say a very important person in tourism industry lah. So I had an opportunity to talk to this person, and I was telling lah, telling about tech in tourism and how government punya initiative is to digitalize tourism. So I was talking to this person, blah 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 blah. We were talking, and then the response that I got from this person kan is, oh yeah, I went to those meetings and everything, but I don't understand apa ba ini benda. People like you, like new generation, younger generation is like kamu semua ni lebih pandai. Orang macam kami ni yang tua-tua sudah, kami tidak pandai. The response so negative. The response is so negative. And I was like, kalau beginilah ni kan, people punya acceptance level. How are we going to improve? While the government is actually talking about digitalizing tourism, but the main people yang in charge of the policies kan, who's going to make the change, who's going to implement the changes that government is putting forward kan. But these are the people yang opposing the idea of digitalizing their own industry. They don't see the benefit. So this made me think lah at that time kan, macam mana kalau kita punya mentality kalau masih begini, how are we going to improve? So how are we going to improve? So I think ini kan, our mindset has to, our very own mindset has to change. Ini bukan lagi zaman, oh you are younger generation, we are older generation. I think it's no longer yang itu. We all have to adapt to the changes. Moving forward, I think moving forward everything is going to be digital.
Betul.
So whether you are old ka, whether you are young ka, it doesn't matter. You need to learn. So that's one of the thing I think we need to do lah. First, change, the fundamental thing. Change the mentality.
We always talk about changing the mentality. Tapi lambat lah kalau begitu kan. Semua it starts with the mentality. Lambat sikit saya rasa.
Lambat sikit.
But anyway, for me kalau untuk Sabah lah, specifically because we are in Sabah kan, for us to become a tech hub, one of the tech hub in the region, yang kita maybe can compete or on the same level as hopefully Singapore, Vietnam, Thailand. One thing, yes, I agree. We cannot just look at two industries as our main economic activity, agriculture and tourism. We have to find an industry yang apa ni orang bilang future proof in case there is another pandemic like our tourism industry during pandemic memang kan jatuh kan. So one is yalah, whether we like it or not, whether we understand it or not, we have to. I know you said in all industries pun we require tech and because of we want to go digital and all that. But if we also can shift our focus a little bit to the tech industry, meaning we develop or nurture more companies to become outsourcing companies so that we can get projects from outside of Malaysia, outside of Sabah, bring to Sabah. So then we can offer more opportunities to our fellow Sabahans in terms of employment, one, and then the knowledge transfer is another. But for us to make it happen, it has to align with hopefully the government policy. Why? Because without the support and the necessary policy from the government, it's very difficult for just the industry to accelerate. Because let's be honest, we still our in terms of digital infra is still very lacking. How are we supposed to convince investors? Oh, come here. Set up your shop here. We have talents. But we don't. I mean, okay lah. Let's say we have talents. Elevate is in the business of talent development. We can do that. But how are we supposed to convince companies to come here, open shops, set up their offices here, and then employ our talents if we do not have the infra? Kan? So, like it or not, we have to invest in the digital infra now. When I say digital infra, very obvious. Internet line, phone line and whatever semua tu, and like it or not, our roads. Cannot believe that I'm still talking about roads. Our electricity, still cannot believe I have to talk about electricity and energy. Imagine if let's say manufacturing companies they wanna do like a factory here kan, manufacturing company here, dorang mau set up shop. Tapi we don't have enough energy to support. Macam mana? Imagine yang pertengahan tahun ni yang masa musim panas apa tu dorang panggil yang fenomena apa sudah tu yang memang panas gila berhabis tu, yang even tempat tinggal saya yang jarang tiada current tu pun boleh tiada current.
Catuan.
Then jawapan dorang senang. Oh, sebab ramai orang yang menggunakan elektrik sekarang, kita tidak dapat tampung, jadi kita terpaksa buat catuan. I mean, for people yang already used to it, this is not to apa, but I don't know how you guys survive.
I 100% agree. because I for the past months yang I work from home.
It is not work from home pun. It's work from car. Work from car.
Work from car. Roadside.
Home got no current. Work from car only.
Work from car. WFC.
Roadside, And then
Sekejap. And it's not even in outside of KK. It's still within KK-ish lah.
Tidak jauh
but my
sangat
place
tadi.
is KK still.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
address is still Kota Kinabalu. So it's like it's happening at Kota Kinabalu. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not kawasan pendalaman. So the moment my place, I don't wish to say which place.
Oh yeah. Sensitive.
But my place, kalau tiada electricity, tiada phone line.
Betul? Sama lah.
So I have Wi-Fi at home. Of course, obviously tiada electric, I cannot use Wi-Fi lah. So I have to depend on. I can still operate my laptop, but I
Habis
use my data kan. Tapi tiada phone line. So that's why
Like you're instantly disconnected.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
instantly disconnected from outside world.
Yeah.
I cannot communicate with nobody. I cannot communicate
Yeah.
with anyone.
Buat phone call pun tak dapat.
Tiada dapat. So I have to go to roadside in my car. And then dari sana I have to work, not work from home, work from car.
Work from car.
So sadly that is the reality. Another issue, issue air. Okay, ini macam lain. So then
I mean, yes. Before you continue, that's the ugly truth lah. We are
Yes,
supposed
ugly
to talk about how do we make Sabah or Malaysia a tech hub?
Yeah.
But if we have to talk about basic necessities,
Yes.
how are we supposed to advance?
Betul.
Okay.
My
I made my peace. Okay.
Yeah. My place ada few fast food punya restoran, fast food punya restoran kan. And on the days yang tiada air, diorang terpaksa tutup.
Aduh.
Diorang terpaksa tutup.
Yalah,
Because-
fast food,
Fast
restaurant.
food. Shall I mention the name?
Tak payah.
So it's a bubble tea punya, those bubble tea punya
Kind of apa?
it's a chain punya apa. We have two fast food punya yang memang big name punya di sana. We have car wash. All those kan terpaksa tutup kalau tiada elektrik, tiada air. So it's a loss. Imagine this fast food ni kan is one of the famous brand in Malaysia. Diorang terpaksa tutup one day.
One day is I don't know berapa kerugian sudah.
Iya, berapa kerugian sudah. It's from 9 to 5. And the worst yang we had to deal with yang hari tu is they already schedule the penutupan. Usually we will get notice awal. Sometimes we won't get. Sometimes we will get notice awal. So it has already been given the notice from 9 to 5. 5 o'clock, so 5:30 belum lagi ada elektrik kan? So on that day saya memang kerja dari office. I go back home sudah jam 7, masih lagi belum ada receive notification it has been extended. It has been extended. You guess jam berapa ada elektrik?
2 pagi.
Jam 9 malam.
Oh, wow.
So it's 12 jam, 12 jam habis. You can, if you have a business, memang tiada apa-apa. Nothing. You lost, one day. So this is just a shop at my place. Imagine a tech hub. Imagine a tech hub. So you don't have that in a tech hub for an entire day. Imagine how much is the loss.
Yeah, so that means kan there's a lot of things that we have to do everything at the same time.
Same time, yes.
And
simultaneously lah dia.
Yeah. So that's why I said the relevant policies dia kena ada, it has to be in place. Otherwise the people in this industry yang macam just pushing from bottom to top, but kalau tiada kena sambut daripada atas tu apa kan, then it's going to be very difficult. I'll just give one example. During pandemic, because maybe only after pandemic then we realize, we need to accelerate digital transformation. We need to have like 100% coverage the whole of Sabah kan for internet or whatever, blah 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 blah. Not even, let's not talk about 5G lah. Let's just 3G lah, 3G kan, 3G. So the goal is for us to achieve 100% coverage the whole of Sabah, I think, before 2025. I don't want to mention specifically which initiative is this, but I think it's easily Googleable. But that specific initiative is actually for 5G. But let's just, I mean, 5G is, you know, like a bonus. Right now, only selepas pandemic then baru kita realize yang macam, oh, we need to accelerate this. Before this macam, you know,
It's okay.
Like itu ada masa. Our mindset, like the Sabahan mindsets, we are very laid back. Like we are tunggu dan lihat punya orang, kan? So jadi bila pandemic tu, kebanyakan yang tertinggal. Oh, ini berkait dengan yang sebelum ni punya topik, yang when you are disconnected from the world because of pandemic kan, then your access to education then suddenly become limited also. Kan, so everything is online now, but the school kids in the rural areas, they don't have the devices, limited connectivity. If let's say parents adalah dua phone, but anak ada 6, masing-masing mau guna setiap hari, cukupkah? Paling-paling pun kau mesti mau ada 1-2 lagi telefon. Ini I'm just talking about how they learn from WhatsApp. Not even, oh yeah, I need a tab. No. We're not even talking about tab. Just belajar daripada WhatsApp, cikgu hantar kerja-kerja semua daripada WhatsApp.
And then WhatsApp video call.
Kalau boleh lah, kalau strong connectivity. So itu one thing. So only after pandemic we realize, oh, we need to accelerate this. Okay, we do lah. But another issue, next year for Indonesia, they're going to open a new capital near us, Nusantara, in Borneo. Apa yang kita buat? Our side of that, Kalimantan punya area is still pretty much macam nothing. Kan?
Yeah.
They're going to open mid-2024, which is, I think,
Oh my god.
less than a year. It's already berapa bulan sekarang ni? Less than a year. What are we doing? We know about them punya planning. They want to open a new capital 2-3 years ago, before pandemic. I already know about this. What have we done? We done nothing. Why? We are tunggu dan lihat. We are the type of people yang kau buat dulu, oh yeah, it's successful, and then baru kita bilang, okay lah, we also want to do. By then it's going to be very late. So are we saying now, for specifically for Sabah context, do we want to see other states? That's why we are lagging behind. We are already lagging behind, but then we are still not doing anything.
So
Indonesia now, I think until now, maybe a lot of them still come here to find work, but it's going to change in the next few years.
It's going to change.
Some of the tech companies in Malaysia pun sekarang ni, if they want to expand, they don't go to Singapore. They go to Singapore to get funding. But when they want to expand, they don't have to go far. Just go to Indonesia. Why? Ramai orang sana.
Yeah.
The industry is booming. Sini kita macam, we are very comfortable.
In a comfort zone. We don't want to challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
And go outside the circle lah.
So
I think we have everything. We have everything that
we have everything that needed. If let's say not Sabah lah, kalau we are lack in the digital infra, but generally for Malaysia, we have the talents somehow. We have the IT punya infra. We have all the relevant government agencies yang can support you. Not sure about policy, but maybe ada. Not saying tiada, but I mean just
policy,
enough.
Yeah, policy is just something that you need to do it.
Yeah.
We have all the resources.
We have
the policy. It's there.
Yeah.
It's just to do it.
To
do it together. All those people yang, with the expertise together and do the policy. We have that. It's just that we are not doing.
It's not that we're not doing enough, but I think also one of the reason is we are not doing it together.
Yes.
Go back,
Yeah.
if you want to come back here, Elevate is doing our best to combine people.
Yeah.
But reaching out is so wah, tiba-tiba
Meluah.
tiba-tiba meluah. But dia macam it takes two to tango. So you have to work together to create a more robust ecosystem.
Yes.
I think.
Agree.
If you work in silo, then there's nothing yang you can do much.
Betul.
Macam tu lah.
Hangat perbincangan.
Bila Malaysia boleh jadi top 5 list best country in sea.
Question
Southeast
for the
Asia.
viewers.
Question for the viewers.
What do you think? Ya, so saya rasa sampai situ je lah kan?
Okay lah.
Perbincangan yang sangat hangat untuk episod kali ini.
Begini-gini sudah orang di belakang.
Yeah, to sum up, it's nice to have a goal for Malaysia to become a tech hub, tapi it needs everyone punya support lah.
Betul.
Sebab obviously industry players cannot do it alone. So semua orang kena mainkan peranan masing-masing.
Yeah, betul.
So that's all for this episode. Jangan lupa like,
Share.
Subscribe.
and comment down below. Jumpa di next episode. Bye.
Bye.